In this exciting design series, we've been searching for some of New York and the tri-state area's most exciting design innovations. And now, at last, we've reached the finals.
Design is about problem solving and innovative thinking. Whether it comes from large corporations or the little guys, we've been looking for those special, out-of-the-box innovations.
Welcome to the top 10, the best of New York by Design.
We've gathered a very special group of New York design industry leaders via Zoom, and over the season, we've been selecting the very best top 10 innovations. In this final episode, we count down our top 10 to ultimately reveal the #1 innovation for the season.
You know, we have identified what I think are clearly the top 10.
So I think it's going to be interesting to show the spectrum of projects that we have.
And we're at the point where we have to pick the ultimate winner of the entire series.
It's not going to be easy, but we'll get there.
We're here at 1 Manhattan West, the site of one of our top 10 innovations. But where will it end up in the countdown? Let's get this countdown started.
Number 10 is shipping container, and it touches everyone because it's addressing COVID testing in a very safe, private way.
It represents a moment in time. It's a great idea that is needed in the world right now.
So, Paul, this definitely doesn't look like a cabin in the woods. What's going on here?
That is our DTEC series, a COVID extraction and CLIA laboratory made in a shipping container. The team was tasked with a mission of finding small spaces to deploy extraction and testing units so that hard-to-reach people, poor people, can get the same tests and test results as everybody else. And one of the beautiful things is that we build it remotely off-site, and then all of a sudden it can be delivered and activated in days, unlike traditional construction where, you know, it'll take years.
Hey Chris, how on earth does one go about transforming a container into a lab?
I think when you begin your cutting and welding on the box and you start mating them together, it's just ensuring a tight seal so that you can take one box and add 3, 4, 5, however many you want, and make it feel like it's still a single structure.
Guys, this seems like such a Grimshaw project.
From the outset, we've used industrial design and integrated it into architecture. So you can really look at how you design a building as a kit of parts.
Let's get to brass tacks. How does this literally work?
There's a collection stage and then there's the actual laboratory stage. So samples literally come in one door and come out the other door.
So when we first designed it, it was a 3-hour process with a 2-hour test, and there's now a 90-minute process with a 45-minute test, and the next one coming up actually tests for influenza and COVID-19 at the same time.
It's a very complex process and it looks very simple.
And that's the art, is making something that's complicated look really simple.
Well, number 9 is the Shhhowercap.
Shhhowercap made it into the top 10. My life is complete.
And this shower cap, I tried it. It really works.
When I first started this journey to develop a new type of shower cap, there was tacky prints, multi-layer, not waterproof, and just plastic. Crinkly, ugly plastic.
And these things, I think, they were invented around 1960.
Yes, I will not condone that
so
shower cap.
I can't wait to try yours. Okay, there's my waterproof turban.
Yeah.
I think I need one of these.
We have a premium nanotech fabric typically seen in activewear, waterproof kind of mountain gear, tents, things like that. There's also properties that we were able to bring to the fabric, like it being antimicrobial, so it never gets moldy. The stitching is quality, but we also have a rubber grip on the inside for better hairline protection. The fabric is breathable, so your hair never gets humid or frizzy. The elastic is encased in our waterproof fabric so that the water doesn't erode it and it keeps its integrity.
Adobe Fresco made it to number 8. I'm just delighted.
It's one of the few digital design products that we have that will allow many people to feel and practice being an artist in a digital way.
So the goal with Fresco is to get this beautiful analog quality into a digital environment. So this is Fresco. Let me show you our digital oil paints. So you'll see when I'm painting here,
Oh, wow.
we've already got that kind of 3D streaky
Looks so
texture
real.
in here. And then when we bring in extra color, I get that same gorgeous blending, smudging effect. So with watercolor, you know, the amount of water on your brush affects the paint effect you get. And then there's also blending effects you get when you mix colors. So we've, again, tried to take the best of both worlds of this into Fresco, and I can blend another color into it, and look at how those blend together.
It keeps blending after you've taken the stylus off the screen, just like real watercolor would.
Yep, and actually, Fresco is now available also on the iPhone, so the rectangle gets even smaller. So now I'm actually painting with watercolor using my finger right on my phone. But there's one more thing I want to bring up, and that's a collaboration feature. Kyle and I are working on something together right now.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Will. One more thing I think we should definitely do, Kyle, is add some visible magic kind of sparkles coming out of the hands and the wand. And now we've got stars. Yeah, just like that.
Cool.
Charcoal is something I use all the time, and using it here feels exactly like the real thing. If I want to do a live stream, I just tell everybody, hey guys, I'm going live, and right from inside the app, I start broadcasting, and they can comment and chat and ask me questions while I'm drawing. Okay, check it out and tell me what you think.
Oh man, that is so awesome. My beard has never looked better, and it looks like a real sketch from a real sketchbook.
Atellica came out in the middle of our hierarchy. It's a great design. I want one in my kitchen.
Well, this is a typical laboratory for you, where we analyze the blood. So let's pretend this was a specimen that came in from someone complaining of chest pain. Our goal is to make sure that we test this in the shortest period of time so that we can get those results back to the physician as soon as possible. So this is the Atellica Solution from Siemens Healthineers. This analyzes blood glucose, in addition to testing things such as HIV, pregnancy, cardiac conditions.
Wow, this machine does everything.
So we're going to load it onto the system, and we do so in a priority or stat rack. A robotic arm will pick up the stat, so that's prioritized over all of the other routine samples that are on here.
So Scott, I can see how these things are completely modular. Look at how they all fit together.
Exactly. We can connect these together in over 300 different configurations, just like Legos. We did that so we can fit into any size lab and scale the system to fit customers' needs. And it's future-proof. We're adding new functions all the time. For example, one of our most recent additions is a decapper.
Oh, wow. Where was that on Super Bowl Sunday when I needed it?
This is our new tablet application we just launched.
Looks really clean. It looks really, can I touch?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I know nothing about diagnostics, but I feel like I could use this straight out of the gate.
We try to make tasks as simple as possible so it doesn't take a lot of training to use the system.
I think you did a great job.
It's our final episode for the season, and we're counting down the top 10 innovations as selected by our judges. Next in our countdown,
number 6 is Willlowtwin.
It shows the way they can lead an industry because they have so many buildings, and I think it's important that they have an initiative to care about the future of the planet.
Sabrina, how many of the buildings out there your company owns and manages?
I can't even count. We build them, we buy them.
It's quite a responsibility, huh?
So we make a point of staying ahead of that leading edge in technology, whether it be to deliver an elevated architectural experience or the latest technology. In this building, we installed a digital twin. So a digital twin is a virtual replica of the building systems, whether it be security, HVAC, your metering. All of these are synthesized onto one screen, which allows a building manager or operator to better operate their building and provide comfort for our tenants. And we can foresee when a piece of equipment is going to fail. And in addition, the digital twin will tell us whether or not that piece of equipment is under warranty and what is the phone number we need to call to have that piece of equipment changed.
So we own just under 2,000 buildings globally. Wow. So the opportunity is enormous. And if we get the technology right here where we can decrease energy consumption by 25 or 30%, then we'll be able to take that and deploy it to our other buildings.
So Ian, show me how it works.
Sure. This is the digital twin of One Manhattan West.
I see there are a couple of red lines. What does it mean?
It means there's a piece of equipment that's in an alarm state. We call those insights. And we could turn on additional systems like the mechanical system, which is all the ductwork and the equipment like the fans. And we can access very technical data so that if it's your responsibility to go out to that piece of equipment, you have all the information that you need to make an informed decision.
So number 5 is the ARAY heated roller, which was one of my favorites from the start.
Couldn't be more happy that it got into a fairly high upstanding.
It's a good workout, Eduardo.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Definitely. Hey, so you created a product to address how to take care of your body.
Came about after a long dose of back and glute pain for the last 10 years. I have an active lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can't just wake up and go the way I used to do it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's done. Preventative action is the key to be able to continue to perform, right?
Yep.
You gotta warm up. You gotta stretch. So if I can combine that with a product that can do that for me, warm up and help me stretch, well, we're in heaven.
Mark, what was different about Eduardo and his idea?
What he identified was the idea of really bringing therapy into this product and really through heat.
Whoa, I mean, that's heat. I can really feel it.
Yeah. So this is actually the latest prototype. It represents everything that we intend the design to be. The handholds are integrated into the product. The interface lights up with one touch and allows you to rotate into the right temperature and then charge it just by dropping it onto a charger base. And in fact, Eduardo hasn't even seen this prototype.
Wow.
So we are actually going to meet with him today and show it to him for the first time.
Hey, Eduardo, good to see you, buddy.
What's up, man?
So here we are. Are you ready for the big reveal?
I'm ready, dude. I'm stoked.
All the details that we've been developing are in this prototype. The interface is hidden inside, so it's one seamless form.
It looks awesome, feels awesome. I'm so stoked, dude. You know, one of the things that really excites us is that it's not only the function, it's actually how it looks. This is my intention, right? We don't want it to be under the bed, in the closet. We want it to be part of the home, and we feel that this design does that.
So Mycelium Brick is number 4, and we're talking about the efficiency of something sustainable for the construction industry.
Made of living materials that then, at the end of the structural life cycle, goes back to the earth through composting.
So, David, you are a compost guy, is that right?
No, actually, I'm an architect and designer. We created a new building product that starts just with earth like this. Take, for example, corn. Take all the waste from growing corn and make a building product out of it. So this is some chopped up corn stover, and you can take this material, combine it with microscopic bits of mycelium, which is the root-like structure of mushrooms.
Okay.
And then in about 5 days, it grows into a solid object with no added energy. We've created a new kind of architectural brick. Basically a new low-carbon building material. It has very low environmental footprint. And even though it's lightweight, you can make a pretty strong and big structure out of it. This is a scale model of the structure that we built. It was 40 feet tall in real life.
Wow.
And this was in the courtyard of MoMA PS1 for 3 months of the summer. Then at the end of the summer, it was a temporary installation, so we had to take it down. We took the bricks, we brought them to this compost site here, crumbled them up into smaller pieces. Yeah. And then after a couple of months, they returned to soil, which we could start the cycle again with. We could plant new crops and then have a new cycle of life.
So, Justin, these bricks came here to you and you started breaking them down, right?
Yeah, that's what's amazing about these bricks is that they're actually compostable and they can be just broken apart.
So the big idea here is that this is part of a whole cycle, right?
Yeah, like sort of mimicking a complete ecological system.
This is a building material that's non-toxic enough that I would even let my own son take a bite of it.
How's it taste, Saul?
Like oatmeal.
We really need to find new techniques and new materials to go easier on the planet. Now, this mushroom brick may be part of the solution. I'm just not sure that I'm ready to eat it.
We are moments away from knowing the ultimate winner of our season.
Project number 3 is the energy tree, a structure able to track the sun and generate energy through photovoltaic panels.
Now look at how well designed this is. I mean, literally look like a forest. That, for me, puts it squarely in the top 10.
We did the design in the New York studio, and we had a very ambitious program from the outset. And that was to create something completely self-sustaining, generating all of its own power, cooling, generate all of its own water. So this is the original concept model. So what you're seeing is that all of the exhibition space is actually sunk below the ground, and then we take the landscape up over the rest of the building. So then after that, how do you provide all the energy to meet all of those needs? Well, obviously, to put solar panels on the roof, and this is 130 meters across this way. But when we did a calculation, we realized it still wasn't creating enough power. So we had a problem. We thought, well, maybe it's a landscape piece, something like a tree.
We found this dragon tree that was very prominent, and it met some of the architectural attributes we required for this energy tree, and importantly, it would create a lot of shade. What we needed to achieve is something that was strong enough to support a fairly lightweight disc up above. There was a company only 10 minutes from the site called Premier Composite Technologies that builds with composites and carbon fiber. It was a perfect match because they also worked with a photovoltaic company, Sunovation, and they could help us develop this lightweight disc at the top. It tracks the sun from morning through to evening around a vertical axis, and overnight it returns back to its beginning position for the next day.
So far, this enormous innovation appears as a one-off, but there's already talk of making this reproducible. We could be looking at a whole new way of building renewable, off-the-grid, large-scale structures.
Number 2 is the SodaStream Professional by PepsiCo. It was one of my favorite projects. I loved it because it asked the question, why does a water cooler have to look like a water cooler?
It's both beautiful, functional, but also impactful, thinking of the distribution of this system worldwide.
When we think about PepsiCo, a lot of us just think about cola, but they collaborate with so many companies and they do much more than that. So when PepsiCo innovates, they have a real opportunity to create massive impact.
So let me show you one of the examples of our projects.
Oh, SodaStream, I know that, but not SodaStream Professional. What is this?
Right, we wanted to create a new innovation that allows you to have that same experience at work, at universities, at the airport, and you can really customize the flavor intensities.
The temperature,
and the temperature.
I love it.
And in the future, we can have more minerals and vitamin enhancements.
Does it have to be that bottle?
Not at all. So I have an account and it's connected to my QR code on my bottle, and it already knows my account and it's pouring my favorite drink that I've already saved. Oh, and we also have an app, and it tracks your hydration, how much water you're drinking a day so you meet your goals, as well as how many single-use bottles, plastic bottles that you
haven't hydrated today.
I haven't, but I have saved 27 bottles so far.
Cheers! Orange grapefruit, really good. So Marco, the fun part, what was the design strategy?
We tried to think of it like contemporary furniture, something that's more quiet, more sophisticated and elegant. So I rushed to the workshop, and with the team, we built this full-scale model.
Did you test it as this physical scale, or how did you test it?
These rough models, you can't show them to consumers because they don't get an idea of what the concept is. So we built everything in virtual reality, and we're able to really evaluate the unit in the end context that it really lives in.
So So Anton, where are you? That's a really cool virtual background.
That's not virtual, it's actually real. I'm in a barn in the middle of the Baltic Sea. But I've been in the room next to you for the past 3 years working on the project. So PepsiCo has some strong sustainability strategies, and it was actually the reason I joined the company. Little changes can have massive impact.
Actually, when you talk about impact, with the SodaStream portfolio, we're gonna save 67 billion plastic bottles by 2025. 67 billion.
Is that the right number, Anton?
You don't believe me?
No.
That's the goal.
And now, our #1 innovation and winner of the season, the ZShield.
The winner is ZShield, which I love because it's a revolutionary product.
I think it's fantastic. It was just such a timely idea, impressing us through its elegance and through its simplicity of thought.
Beautiful example of the power of design, and very usable and comfortable and better in a lot of different ways.
In March, we started receiving some urgent calls from hospitals. Can you 3D print face shields or ventilator components and, really anything? We could 3D print about 1,000 units a day, but we had orders immediately for 100,000. And so we went to injection molding. We ended up producing 3 million protective face shields for hospitals and government agencies all across the country. But in April, we were seeing already requests from businesses who were trying to reopen. I needed something that could be worn in a restaurant or a hotel, but didn't look like something that would be worn in a hospital. At that time, I called Scott Henderson, right? He has a really fantastic design aesthetic and makes really beautiful products.
Hey, Mauro! The human head is filled with all kinds of geometric complexities because everybody's head is different. So we thought, what happens if we take the head out of the equation altogether?
That's a scary image. What do you mean with removing the head out of the equation?
So this is for a musician. It holds a harmonica here, you see? So it just goes on like this, and now it's a neck-mounted thing. So what happens if we put a shield up here, right? All right, well, here it is. This is the ZShield Flex.
So you wear it like this?
Yeah, it just goes on nice and easy like that.
It feels so comfortable, you just don't feel
Very
it.
light, yeah, and you almost don't even see it. It almost looks invisible.
And then you
can adjust it. If you need to take a sip of coffee, answer the phone, you just flip it down for a minute.
Super convenient. So that's all fantastic in a design studio, but let's test drive this in real life. So Claire, can you try this for us?
Absolutely. Oh,
What do you think?
I like how easily it goes on. It's very light and very comfortable. It almost feels like you're wearing a necklace.
And then you can take it down.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, this would be really lovely just if you're grabbing a quick bite as you go or to take a quick drink of water. Yeah, I think this is really wonderful.
You can keep it.
Really? Thank you. Ooh.
You can react to a crisis negatively, or like John, turning adversity into opportunity and building value for yourself, for the people surrounding you, and for society.
Congratulations to the ZShield team for winning the New York season. This has been so much fun. Let's do it again soon with another round of fantastic innovations on New York by Design.
For more information on any of the innovations featured and to cast your vote in the People's Choice Award, go to NewYorkByDesign.com.